Hello YouTube world. Welcome to my final week 4 check-in from the Halo Beauty supplements. Today is my final day for before and after. So, getting right to it, adverse events. I have had a breakout along my lower face near my mouth, especially kind of right in this area. I'm trying not to touch it and redden it. This has been a little bit worse than what I'd had before, and they haven't just been simple little whiteheads. They've been a little bit more inflamed, and they've taken longer to heal. That has not been ideal. The diarrhea problem seems to have gone away, so I was very, very happy about that. Yay, the secondary issues continue to improve from that. I did have a couple of headaches this week that I took Excedrin for, and I'm pretty sure those are stress headaches because it's the end of the semester. I've had a lot of student and grading related issues this time around, and at this point, that's actually fairly normal. And I'm pretty sure that had nothing to do with the Halo Beauty. What's going well? The consistency issues, it still sucks. I'm not gonna lie. There are days I definitely don't want to go for a walk, especially when the weather is crummy. There are days where I want to have that extra cookie or maybe, an extra glass of wine for celebration, and I really haven't let myself do that. It has, however, gotten a lot easier. I've actually gotten compliments on my skin this last week, 2 from a coworker, which has been fantastic, and 1 was actually from my boyfriend. So that was surprising and kind of made me feel good. A former nurse and coworker commented online on my before and after photos and said that she could see a difference, and she is a nurse that has spent her career working in cosmetic dermatology, and I used to work with her when I was working on research in that field. What are my struggles? A lot of it has been deciding where to go from here. Do I want to continue or do I want to stop taking the supplements? I've been kind of bored with my walking route. That seems silly, but it makes it harder for me to want to go out for a walk, even though it's beautiful. You get tired of seeing the same scenery, I guess. There are other places I can go walking, and after the semester wraps up, I will definitely do that more often. End of the semester means a lot of grading and a higher workload, and that is something that has been a struggle for me to keep up with just in terms of my personal work, but it also affects how much time I have not had to work on blog stuff. Last week, while my check-in video was rendering, my cat jumped up on the keyboard. She accidentally kind of messed some things up there, and at the same time, she knocked over my tripod and broke it. So I am coming to you this week with a brand new tripod. It's the same size because I wanted everything to be consistent, and the worst part was the camera adapter mount for my cell phone, because the ones that I found on Amazon were not the one that I liked, that had given me the most stability, and they had 1 left. I had originally gotten it at Walgreens as just this little cheap thing, but it has actually been better in terms of stability for physically supporting my phone. I have matched my height and my settings on my tripod as best I could, considering the other one was kind of destroyed. Results. I haven't talked as much about this. Hair. I don't see any difference. I will post an after picture once my hair has actually dried because it is actually still wet under the turban. Why didn't I do a before picture? When I started this project 4 weeks ago, my hair color was still relatively fresh and you couldn't really see enough at my roots for it to be useful. At this point, it's been 8 weeks since I've had my hair colored, so when I post a photo, the half of my hair closest to my scalp will be the part that has been exposed to or grown with the Halo Beauty in my system, and the other half that is farther out from my scalp, that will be the older growth. I don't see any difference in the growth rate. The amount of regrowth that I have at this point is pretty typical of where I usually am 8 weeks post-color, and I definitely don't see any difference in the amount of grays that I have. I have premature graying, and I didn't expect to see a change in that regard. Nails. I took off my nail polish for this. I didn't offer before pictures here either because, again, you wouldn't be able to see anything really comparing a before and after that you can't see just from a pure after. At this point, I don't have a clear line that says, wow, my nails were massively unhealthy from, the middle out and closer to the cuticle. They were so much healthier. There's no observable real difference on this. Skin results. That's been the whole point of the before and after photos. But that wonderful, super soft feeling that I had, especially at the first half of the week 1 to about maybe the end of week 2, that feeling has faded and my skin has gone back to feeling like it normally does, which is to say, dry. energy, that wonderful feeling of I feel amazing has also completely faded. Now, my before and after photos. I've had to change the layout a little bit on these to fit them. These are labeled, so you will be able to tell which ones were taken when in the sequence. But I want to know, what do you guys think? Tell me in the comments. I would love to know if you see a difference that maybe I'm not seeing. Where do I go from here? I've been thinking about this question all week. Even when I look at my photos, I think I see a difference, especially around the fine lines at the edges of just under my eyes. Maybe a little bit in terms of the under eye slight bag that I've got. It's not very bad. I know that there are people with much, much worse skin around that area. But my skin overall seems a little bit more luminous too. I seem a little bit clearer and healthier, and that's what my coworker had commented on. I know that to see results on hair and nails, it takes 6 to 8 weeks at a minimum to start seeing any of that. So I don't really expect to see differences in the hair or in the nails, and that's okay. Even for skin, for topical treatments, it takes 6 to 8 weeks to see real results. So if I'm seeing anything from Halo Beauty, it is really remarkable. And I'm excited about that. If it's true, that means that the supplements are actually pretty impressive. But how do I know that these results are from Halo Beauty and not just from all the consistency that I've been practicing? I don't. And from a scientific perspective, that means that's something that I should test. Ideally, I would have had all of that in place before I started the Halo Beauty. I'm going to do a 1-month washout period, and during this time I will keep the skincare regimen the same, the diet the same, the exercise the same, everything else the same, and I can't believe I'm saying that. It's not a perfect comparison, but under the circumstances, it's what I have to work with. At the end of the 30-day washout period, I'm going to post comparison photos of before, the 30 days after Halo Beauty, which is today's data, and the results from 30 days without Halo Beauty, but still having the same skincare routine and diet and exercise patterns. But we're going to do this double blind. I'm going to continue to take the photos, but I'm going to provide them to my boyfriend, and he's going to composite a set of photos and not tell me which photos are which. I will share those on my social media channels. I will ask you guys to vote, and then I will reveal which photo was actually which and whether or not these results actually appear to be real. The point of this is to reduce bias. If I don't know which photos are befores and afters, I can't skew what I'm asking you guys to do. And if you don't know for sure which ones are the before and after photos, then that means that your judgment will be less skewed. If I tell you this is before and this is after, there's already this inherent bias that makes you think that the after is going to be better, because that's the whole point of a before and after. We see this all the time in room reveals, we see this in fashion shows, we see this in makeup and skincare tutorials. So that's why I want to do this double blind. I hope you guys will help me by voting. As always, I'm happy to answer questions in the comments, and I will apparently see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.